There is a psychological paradox that 99% of men will never understand. Most men spend their entire lives operating under what I call the grip fallacy. They believe that to keep something valuable, whether it is a career, a dream, or a woman, they must hold on tighter. They think that by chasing, pleading, and proving their worth through endless, frantic effort, they can negotiate desire. But Stoicism teaches us a colder, sharper, and more effective truth: desire cannot be negotiated, it can only be inspired. The moment you become afraid to lose her is the exact moment you have already lost her. Why? Because the second fear enters the equation, you have traded your sovereignty for her approval. You have moved from being the leader of your own life to being a beggar at the gates of her attention. You are no longer the king of your castle, you are a tenant in hers, hoping she doesn't evict you. In the next 15 minutes, I am going to show you why letting go is not an act of defeat, but the ultimate move of a high-value man. I will give you the 4 Stoic pillars of detachment that don't just stop the chase, they reverse it. By the end of this journey, you won't just know how to handle her, you'll know how to master yourself so deeply that she has no choice but to recognize your worth. If you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below right now, I am the prize. Pillar I, the fallacy of the chase. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king who ruled the Roman Empire, once wrote in his private journals, "Everything is as it is by the nature of its own purpose." This is the fundamental law of the Stoic universe. A horse is born to run, a vine is born to climb, a man is born to lead his own soul. Most men lose their purpose because they replace it with a person. They make their purpose her. They orbit her moods, her texts, and her validation like a lonely satellite trapped in the gravity of a cold planet. This is the satellite man syndrome. The more you orbit, the more you signal that you have no gravity of your own. Think about a moth and a flame. The moth is obsessed with the light, circling it until it eventually burns itself out. The flame doesn't chase the moth. The flame simply exists in its own heat and brilliance, and the moth is drawn to it by nature. You are currently the moth. You need to become the flame. When you chase, you are engaged in what psychologists call anxious attachment, but the Stoics called it slavery to the passions. You are engaging in an economic disaster. Think about the law of supply and demand. Anything that is oversupplied becomes undervalued. If you are always available, always texting, always checking in, you are a devalued currency. You are printing money that no one wants to spend. You are telling her that your time has no value. You are telling her that you have nothing better to do than wait for her to acknowledge you. Stoicism teaches us the dichotomy of control. This is the hard line between what is up to us and what is not up to us. Her feelings, her attraction, her text-back speed, and her ultimate decision to stay or go are all externals. They are not up to you. When you try to force an external outcome, you become a slave to it. You become anxious, reactive, and weak. You begin to read into the punctuation of a text message or the hours between her replies. This is a mental prison. Letting go is the act of moving her from your inner citadel into the external world. Your inner citadel is the fortress of your mind where only your logic and your virtue should live. When a woman occupies that space, she has the power to burn your peace to the ground. By letting go, you are not being cold, you are being sovereign. You are saying, "I enjoy your company, but my peace does not depend on it." When she is no longer the source of your peace, she becomes curious. She begins to wonder why her pull isn't moving you. That curiosity is the only soil in which the chaste can grow. Pillar 2. Build a world worth staying in. Epictetus, the great Stoic teacher who was born into slavery, taught that freedom is not about changing your circumstances, it is about changing your mind. He was freer in chains than the emperors were on their thrones because he realized that his happiness was his own responsibility. Most men let go as a psychological trick, a no-contact tactic designed to manipulate a woman into coming back. But Stoicism isn't about games, it's about ontological transformation. If you are sitting by your phone counting the minutes of your no-contact period, you haven't let go. You are still her slave, just a silent one. You are like a man holding his breath underwater, waiting for her to give him permission to breathe again. The high-value man lets go and then looks at his own life with brutal, uncompromising honesty. He asks himself, is this a kingdom or a waiting room? Most men are living in a waiting room, hoping for her to return so that real life can begin. Stoicism demands you build a kingdom. You must focus on the 3 specific domains of mastery. First is physical mastery. This isn't just about looking good in the mirror, it's about the discipline of the flesh. Your body is the only thing you truly own in this life. If you cannot control what you eat, when you sleep, and how you move, you cannot control a relationship. Go to the gym not to impress her, but to prove to yourself that you can endure pain for a result. When your body reflects your discipline, your aura changes. You move with more weight. You occupy space differently. Second is intellectual mastery. Stop consuming the junk food of the internet. Read the books of the men who built the world. Sharpen your mind until it's a weapon. A man who can think deeply is a man who can navigate any storm. When you speak, speak with weight. When you listen, listen with intent. Third is financial and mission mastery. Build a mission that provides value to the world. A mission is different from a job. A job is something you do for money, a mission is something you do for meaning. If your mission doesn't require a partner to succeed, you will never be desperate for one. A man on a mission is a man with momentum. And there is nothing more magnetic than momentum. When you are genuinely busy building a legacy, you don't have time to chase. Your absence becomes felt because it is real, not a ruse. A woman doesn't chase a man who is standing still, she chases a man who is moving so fast toward his own greatness that she has to run just to keep up. Pillar 3, Emotional Sovereignty, the Silent Power. The true test of a Stoic is how he handles a withdrawal. In every relationship, there will be moments where she pulls away. Maybe she's testing you, maybe she's confused, or maybe she's simply busy. The average man panics. His cortisol spikes, his heart rate increases, and he sends the check-in text. He asks, is everything okay? He is essentially begging for her to tell him he still has value. He is looking for an external solution to an internal problem. A Stoic understands amor fati, the love of fate. If she pulls away, he accepts it. He doesn't meet her silence with noise, he meets her silence with a superior silence of his own. This isn't out of spite, it's out of self-respect. Think of a magnetic field. If you are the one always pushing toward her, you are creating a force that pushes her away. But when you become still, when you become the static center, you create a pull. Silence is the ultimate boundary. It shows that you are comfortable in your own skin. It shows that you are not afraid of the void. Most men are terrified of silence because in the silence, they have to face themselves. But the Stoic man thrives in the silence. By not reacting, you demonstrate that your internal state is unshakable. You show her that while you may enjoy her presence, you do not need it. This creates a psychological vacuum. Human nature abhors a vacuum. When she realizes that her withdrawal didn't break you, didn't even move you, she begins to question her own value in your life. She starts to wonder if she's losing her place in your world. That is when the chase begins. She goes from being the prize to being the one who has to earn back your attention. Pillar 4, the ultimate boundary, the willingness to walk. The most powerful tool in any negotiation, and make no mistake, dating is a negotiation of values, is the ability to walk away and mean it. If you tolerate disrespect, flakiness, or mediocrity because you're afraid of being alone, you are training her to treat you like an option. Seneca, the advisor to Nero, said, "He who is a friend to himself is an enemy to no man." To be a friend to yourself, you must have standards that are higher than your desires. Letting go means having a minimum effective standard for how you are treated. This is your personal code. If she flakes without a valid reason, you withdraw your attention. If she mocks your values, you withdraw your presence. If she tries to manipulate your emotions, you exit the conversation. You don't argue. You don't explain. You don't beg for change. You simply withdraw your most valuable asset, your presence. When you are willing to walk away, you become a rare commodity. Most men aren't clingers. They are terrified of the dark. But the Stoic man knows that the dark is where he finds his strength. He is okay with being alone because he actually likes the man he is with. When you are no longer available for mistreatment, you force the other person to either rise to your level or exit your life. Both outcomes are a win. This creates a fear of loss in her, but more importantly, it creates a sense of self in you. A man who can walk away from a beautiful woman to protect his own peace is a man who can conquer the world. The deep psychology of detachment. Why does letting go actually work? To understand this, we have to look at an investment principle. In any interaction, the person who is more invested has the least power. When you chase, you are over-investing in a losing stock. You are putting all your emotional capital into someone else. Stoicism teaches us apatheia, not a lack of feeling, but a freedom from suffering caused by overwhelming emotions. When you achieve this state, you stop being a project. Women do not fall in love with projects. They do not fall in love with men they have to fix or reassure. They fall in love with men who are complete. When you let go, you are removing the pressure. You are giving her the space to miss you. You are giving her the opportunity to realize what life is like without your light. If you are always there, she can never miss you. Absence is a requirement for attraction. By letting go, you are stepping back into your own life and inviting her to follow. You are no longer a hunter, you are the territory. And a hunter always wants to explore a territory that is difficult to map. The field manual, the Stoic routine. So, how do you actually do this? You don't just think Stoicism, you do Stoicism. It starts with your morning. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you see if she texted, you perform the premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. You tell yourself, today, I may be met with disrespect. I may be met with silence. I may be met with rejection. But none of these things can touch my character. None of these things can touch my peace. Then, you move into your mission. You work as if your life depends on it. You train as if you are preparing for war. You read as if your mind is a garden that needs constant weeding. By the time the evening comes, you are so exhausted from your own growth that you don't have the energy to worry about who is or isn't chasing you. And in the evening, you perform the evening review. You ask yourself, where did I slip today? Where did I seek validation? Where did I lose my center? You correct yourself with kindness but with firmness. You are your own master. Conclusion: the rise of the unshakable man. Letting go isn't about losing her. It's about finding the man you were before you allowed your heart to make you a hostage. It is about realizing that your happiness is a do-it-yourself project. When you stop chasing, you start leading. When you stop needing, you start attracting. This is the Stoic way. You focus on your virtue, your mission, and your mind. You draw a circle around your life and decide who is worthy of entering it, rather than begging to enter theirs. If she chases, it's because she sees a man who is finally complete without her. She sees a man who is a destination, not a tourist. And if she doesn't chase, you've already won. You've traded a fleeting relationship for an eternal sense of self-mastery. You have built a foundation that no setback, no woman, and no betrayal can shake. You have become the man that other men admire and that women crave, the man who doesn't need the world to see him to feel whole. Don't wait for her to change. Don't wait for the right time. Change the one thing you actually control yourself. If this message hit home, if it woke something up inside you that has been sleeping for too long, then subscribe to join the Brotherhood of the Unshakable. Share this with one man who is currently losing himself in a chase. And remember, never let your emotions override your execution. Your time is now. Stand up. Stand firm. And let the world chase you.